Hello, everybody, and welcome to your midweek dose of WrestleSlam. It's myself, Sensational Queen Lasagne. It is Booker G 5 times, and it's the one, the only, Phil Meltzer.
The award-winning Phil Meltzer.
My apologies. The award-winning Phil Meltzer, who will promise he won't forget us when he wins all of his millions. We all know he's got TK and VKM in the back pocket, gets all the scandal for us. So yeah, we are off the back of a very, very hectic, but satisfying week of wrestling so far. Don't you think, boys?
Yeah, no, it's been a very interesting. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Right? Oh my God, across the board, there's a lot happening. A lot of movers, a lot of shakers, a lot of changes. It's a good job you tuned into WrestleSlam to find out everything that's going on, because we are the only place for your news, reviews, booze, and big surprises we had this week on Dynamite. We shall get into that. Hold on to your horses, but to say we're thrilled is an understatement. So guys, with that, touching on a few stories, just I suppose from NXT firstly and foremost. There's kind of a lot happening in NXT at the moment. I still don't know who half the people are because everything moves so quickly. You kind of really have to go back and go, who was that, what was that, and why are they feuding with whom? But Tony D and Pete Dunne is heading for a weaponized steel cage match at Vengeance Day. Am I right in saying Tony D needs to win this?
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking with Pete Dunne when I don't know. Was that?
Kind of sick of seeing him. I mean, he keeps seeing like he's booked to lose quite a bit, and I feel like we're not seeing what we should be seeing from Tony D, because you know me, Tony D is the man for me. I think he's fabulous. But presuming Pete Dunne is moving up, and surely Tony D gets the win.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally, it should do, and I cannot wait. I know half of me wants to say, I hope they don't gimmick this weaponized match, right? But the other half of me, I'm not gonna lie, wants me to see him come out with a horse's head. It wants me to come out. I wants me to see him coming out like with bats. Do you know what I mean? It just wants the whole experience of what Tony D is all about, and how his family and the waste disposal business, etc.
Cement block, cement his legs, and so he can't escape the cage.
Oh, lads, I swear to God, I would love it, but then I don't want him to be too gimmicky either. I like the way they're touching it now and then, So let's see what happens, but hopefully Tony D is getting the win. Then we had a return of an old face, which was very unexpected, but dare I say, booked all right. I have qualms about it, but Braun Breaker is having the chats and the lols, right? Out with Santos Escobar. And out comes Dolphy Ziggles. I mean, I'm not being funny. If I was planning my Tuesday watching NXT, that wasn't at the top of my list of shit I thought would happen.
I think this is a result of something that was supposed to happen at Royal Rumble.
Okay, right, good call, yeah.
I reckon that Dolph might have been thrown out by Braun.
Yeah.
There's something about the Rumble because the Rumble
that would be
all
a
over
good
the
way
place.
to bring that around.
Yeah.
The Rumble eliminated Dolph, didn't
I think wasn't it back when he eliminated Dolph?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Tell me, husband. Would it have been better if it was Bobby Roode?
Would have been nostalgic if it was Bobby Roode, because he has been in NXT. Dolph has never been in NXT. In NXT, obviously it's not going to be a full-time gig. This is something that WWE are looking to do. They've already had AJ Styles down there, so they're putting Dolph. They'll probably put a few more down there during the year if they're trying to bump numbers up. But give them a rub. Give people who don't watch NXT a chance to go down and see who these people are, rubbing shoulders with people like Dolph Ziggler. So whether it's Braun Breaker who's feuding him or Tommaso Ciampa ends up feuding with him, because they had that beatdown with each other to lead to Braun getting powerbombed or spiked through the table during the contract signing, as you do. So we'll see what happens, but it's good. bring more people down there. That, you know, this should have been done years ago. They should have been bringing people up and down the NXT all the time, I think, and vice versa. They've, you know, Braun Breaker, especially Braun Breaker and LA Knight, people like that should be on the main roster this year. At some stage this year, I can see them both been up there.
Yeah, Pete
definitely a few appearances. Yeah, for sure. With that though, tell me, right, I'll play devil's advocate, right? It would have been glorious to see Bobby Roode, of course, because I really want to hear that again. I love Bobby Roode's entrance. It just had everything. But look, we can all be hopeful. Like, tell me, Phil, Dolphy Ziggles and Ciampa. I think it's nice that they kind of want to see how Ciampa hangs with the big boys, right? Even though he has nothing to prove, right? Is it overshadowing Braun Breaker and Escobar?
Anything would overshadow that because everyone knows it's filler.
I know, but like, should our champion be filler?
No, not at all. But like, it's just, you know, Santos Escobar is just a guy who just can't break through that. I don't know, is it his age?
Yeah.
Or he just can't connect. Because he was
shame, because do you remember his match with John Devlin?
They were building him up pretty strong, like, and then he just keeps losing. Like, they never, you know, for every match he wins, he loses 3.
Yeah. So I expect him to
lose. Not even 50-50 booking, like,
no,
fucking, you know, 20-80, like, more like it.
Yeah, it's a shame. It
is big, because he's talented. Like, he has the whole package, but they just, I don't know, they're just not invested in him for some reason. They were, but I really don't know. And I really thought Jordan Devlin took him to his limits. I thought that was a great match. Wasn't it unreal? Yeah. So we'll see how it all plays out, but I wasn't sure if it kind of overshadowed it a little bit, but I'm glad that she kind of said the same thing. That's why I can kind of go, yeah, we're kind of like, our champion is filler. But
I'm kind of like,
our champion is filler, Phil.
Yeah. I'm kind of like you as well, like trying to tune in. It's just hard to get into it in general.
It's hard to follow, yeah. It is, yeah. To be invested in the characters, it's really, really hard to kind of follow everything that's going on. You really want to be switched on 100%.
Was it
Thank God they're not on clashing nights anymore. You catch fuck all.
Was it just me, or was there another vignette for another female wrestler? Is that a new one again?
The rapper one, no?
Oh, like MMA fighter.
I
can't remember her name because there's so many of them now.
Yeah, I know who you're on about, but I can't think of her name.
Not the one that's in
the Diamond Mine.
No, not her. She's a different one again.
All right, then I missed that. I must have taken a nap because
again, there you go. You know, there's so many people.
You should know that off your top of your head. Do you know what I mean? Like, which is such a shame.
They're not giving them enough backstory. Like, they're trying too much too soon. Like, they're trying to fill everything in one go, and they're not giving them any backstory at all. Like, everybody knows Braun Breaker is, you know, a Steiner. Like, but they're not giving him any backstory.
We don't know who Braun is.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know who Braun is. We know who the real person is, but you know.
Yeah.
Like, they've introduced so many new women as well, with Wendy Chu and is it Straffin?
Tiffany Stratton, isn't it? Yeah. And like, even without this Tiffany Stratton as well, like, we haven't seen enough of her in the ring for them to be favoring her so much.
Yeah.
She had maybe 2 or 3 vignettes before she turned up, and all of a sudden she's in a feud with, like, you know, everyone's favorite narcoleptic demon. It's just, I just don't know. I'm just a little bit like, I don't know. I think it might be too soon if they're going to push her really, really strong. It's a little bit too soon for me. But look, you know how they like to do it. So let's preserve judgment until it goes tits up. Literally, yeah. Let it play out, okay? Like we always do with everything. So yeah, it's fair bit happening on NXT. The only other thing I wanted to say about NXT was Harland.
Oh yeah.
Am I the only one who just does not get this, or what they're trying to do with him?
Again, it's a forcing thing.
Do you know, like, do you remember, like, he was Brock's son. He was Brock's illegitimate son, and he was going to crush everything that came in his path. And I'm kind of like, I've lost interest in him completely.
He's not ready.
You know,
he's dead already. He's not up to the level they want him. Like, him and Braun Breaker were together. They were like, oh, this is the future. Like, you know, obviously Braun took off and he didn't.
It's like they took their foot off, didn't they? Like, so something, as I say, if it is that he's not ready, yeah.
They chose Braun over him. Like,
yeah, that's fair enough. I'm glad. I just was like, what's going on with this fella? Because they just literally.
Yeah.
They Lars Sullivan. You know, I couldn't think of his name. They Lars Sullivan him. You know, I was like, what's that fella's name? I was going to say Lars Ulrich. And I was like, they didn't do that to him.
Even if he's brought up to the roster with Paul Heyman, he still wouldn't be good.
No. Paul Heyman needs something to work with and bounce off.
Can't recreate Brock Lesnar.
No, not at all. They need to leave him be himself. On that note, lads, we would absolutely put the foot to the floor and zoom into AEW Dynamite, which I think blew all of our socks off. Not the surprises, which I'll just say WrestleSlam got on the nose, by the way. We told you, only place for that. It was a great episode all around.
Yeah.
But strong.
Yeah. Everything made sense.
The greatest entrance in AEW history. MJF started. What a way to start off.
Jesus Christ. I mean, you have to give it to him. You just have to love it. It's fabulous. And he is possibly the best heel in professional wrestling at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, of his caliber and his, you know, I know we all have the Roman Reigns, we all have the Seth Rollins, but he has his own niche completely. Do you know what I mean? It's just him. It's fab. I love it.
He's on another level. He's just on another level.
Great. Yeah.
And, stay tuned to the channel, lads, because if you saw the girl who gave him a kiss on the cheek, Gabby Ortiz, she'll be and Jerry will be interviewing her later on this evening, so we should go out tomorrow night. So keep an eye to the channel. You may find out what happened there, how she got to be an extra and get the kiss.
All the gossip.
It's not on the cheek, but I'm going to be dying to hear all of that scandal. I'll be like, spill the tea, Gabby, spill the tea. So, exciting times, lads. The rest of I'm sure that was bringing you the news. Lads, we'll have to go straight in with it, regardless of anything else that happened. I think every heart in the world was just so happy, full and joyful to see Keith Lee walk down the ramp.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Ecstatic. Delighted for him. He's like we know what he's like. We've seen him, we've seen him in OTT. We've seen what he can do in NXT. Like, whatever, blind fucker decided to book him on the main roster just didn't know obviously what they were doing with him. So he'll get a chance to shine as well as he should.
It's the Survivor Series moment that did it for me. Like, this guy's money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, yeah, like 1,000,000%.
Roman, ideally, like, even if obviously there wasn't going to let him beat Roman at Survivor Series, like, but even just coming out at Royal Rumble, that pop he got at Royal Rumble, like,
yeah.
How they did.
And Brock playing for him. I mean, Brock doesn't play for anybody, but he did, and everybody eyes were on him, weren't they? They really were.
No, this is a WWE, maybe it's a Vince thing, he doesn't like people who sneeze, like, Keith Lee was sick for a while after the Royal Rumble, and they didn't book him and they didn't use him, and when he came back they didn't really know.
There was a lot of things wrong there though. They changed his music, they changed
everything, put him in a singlet.
Yeah, they've changed everybody's fucking music at this stage now. They don't recognize who.
Yeah, and they don't know how to book anything that's outside the mold. We say it all the time, be it gimmick wise, be it personality, be it charisma, be it physical appearance, height, weight, how they move. If you don't fit the mold, they don't know what to do.
Did you watch the Becky Austin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She talks about that exact thing.
Yeah.
That they only like to book the championship matches. We've talked about it a lot ourselves.
Yeah.
But just hearing it come from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I say, so it's good that, like, not that it's not falling on deaf ears, but, like, they are not oblivious. They can see exactly what's going on, and if they can see it, or if the fans can see it, and especially if the performers can see it, that's crazy. It filters all the way through.
Like, we're at a day and age where there should be a women's show in WWE. We've been at it a lot.
One.
We got one.
Yeah.
We got one, and we'll be forever grateful for one.
Yeah.
That whole one. We'll be forever grateful, but we'll put our aprons back on and carry on doing what we were doing. But thanks so much for that one. Horse shit is what it is.
Anyway, focus on the positive. Keith Lee made his AEW debut.
I haven't had a rant in ages, and I haven't had a rant in ages.
Let's be positive. Let's be.
Well, lads, come here. I'm sorry now. Let's just bask in his glory, because
he knows how to get the crowd riled up. He knows how to do his thing with the crowd.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Totally. And you know what? To hear his chants was fab. Do you know, it just brought back that magic that Keith Lee has always had and that they tried to quash. You know, and it's a shame that they did because the fans were just so behind him. But my God, did he enjoy every second of that? What a week for him, getting hitched and then he heads off to AEW. $1,000,000. What a honeymoon, right? Oh my God, you're totally right. Amelia was so proud of her Twitch. I'm like, oh, girl. But that was the, sorry, Phil.
No, I was going to say back-to-back surprises because before him, where was Jay White?
Lad. Jay White then as well. And didn't Mick shout Jay White the other night on the podcast? So he was like, he's going to be a very, very happy Luke.
Did you read about it? Tony Khan.
What do you mean?
Tony Khan basically said he used the wrong term when announcing who was coming.
Well, I know, yeah. When he said Forbidden Door, and I was like, oh God.
He called it
someone, yeah.
No, at least he did. He didn't try and, you know what I mean? He didn't do the whole I tripped up, now I'm going to style it out. You know what I mean? He said it like.
He didn't sign with AEW, right? He's just there for something because he's got
Impact, yeah.
Yeah.
Impact, he has a match next Saturday, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
No, Impact, sorry, yeah. But yeah, so it'd be interesting if he's just popping in. Do you know what I mean? Maybe.
They're trying to set the seeds because he said Omega hates him. It's just to kind of add to the tension.
Eventually, they're going to have a massive, blood and guts match between all the cliques.
Double or Nothing. Will they do the stadium match again?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Match to the champion.
Who's not? So we got Omega against what Jay White signed with Adam Cole. Like obviously, we think that they're going to cost Cole the title against Hangman, right?
You would think so, yeah. Yeah, you would think so.
Surely they will, yeah. Oh my God, you'll have the artist formerly known as the Undisputed Era. That's going to be fire, absolute fire. Tuning in for that, lads. Double or Nothing, definitely. Down to the Macau for that.
When you think about it now, like if you went back last year, you had, somebody told you last year that the Bullet Club would be facing the Elite, would be facing the Undisputed Era, like, one big massive feud, like.
All we need now is Finn Balor.
Oh, I'd love
it. All we need now is Finn Balor.
Just leave WWE and go to AEW and just top it off. Because he's not going to get used properly in WWE ever again.
He's 40 now. You know what I mean? So, like if I was him, I would definitely be putting it to Bryan Danielson and maybe finishing my career in AEW and then maybe hitting up the Hall of Fame in a few years' time. But my God, he's just in such good nick and he's got so much more to give. Like, it's crazy. But,
unfortunately, Finn Balor's Bart Simpson on snow day when he broke, he asked God for a snow day so he could study and he looked like doing everybody playing. And that's basically all he's doing. Like, because, I know he's in Ireland at the minute, so whether he's going to show up in OTT or NXT UK or whatever, like, you never know, like, but he's not going to be used on the main roster of WWE.
If he is, he's going to lose.
But that's like
he's going to be.
Well, like they're saying that he's taken over from where Jeff Hardy left off. Like so, like fucking hell, like if he hadn't got injured and against Bones that time, you have no idea what they would have done.
To the moon, absolutely. Like
imagine the pop he would get as not as Finn Balor, but as fucking the Prince. Out in AEW, like.
That would be nuts, to be fair. Could you imagine? Oh, lads, the fantasy booking would just be like, I can't even. Speaking of fantasy booking, lads, Keith Lee, who would you book him against?
Sammy Guevara for now.
Ladder match, isn't he?
Yeah, Sammy for now. The problem is if he doesn't beat Sammy, where does he go?
Yeah, but if he does beat Sammy, that's Sammy's title reign. Another short title reign, but why is Sammy still wearing two belts? Like
I don't know. When you win, weird one.
You just keep
just undisputed, aren't you? And that's it. Like,
you just need two belts, like.
Sometimes you do that though with some mid-carders to make them a bigger deal than they are, because I'm not sure what the plans are in place if this inner circle is, the final breakup. So it'll be interesting what the plans are going to be for each of them individually, because surely it's only a matter of time before Jake Hager turns the other cheek.
How good was Santana's promo on Jericho though? Fucking hell, he spoke so well.
I thought he did. You don't hear him often, you know what I mean? But when he practiced that.
You could imagine him just sitting on a stoop in the middle of New York City, like, somebody coming on the street, and you're running down the fucking noise chasing you, like.
Man.
He would scare the shit out of you.
He's right though. Like that team should have been champions by now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I don't know why they never got.
Yeah,
they've only had one title match. And the 2 years they've been there was
strange dynamic there, though. Do you know what I mean? And being amongst all of that, I'm not sure if they know how they're going to move forward to the inner circle, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean?
Just speaking of tag, I really, really, really liked Mox and Punk versus FTR.
Like if you said anything about Luchasaurus.
No, that match.
I think he's going to find a way to build the Jurassic Express into this.
Well, why not? Why can't it be Bryan Danielson and Mox versus Jurassic Express at the pay-per-view?
Why not?
Could it be? Do you think that was a plant in the seeds? Why Moxley was tagging with CM Punk a week after Daniel?
It's a better feud to prolong the match. I want to see the match, but I don't want to see it now.
Yeah, but then like Bryan Danielson had put seeds in Moxley's head last week about teaming up, and then this week he teams up with CM Punk.
That's good. Yeah, storytelling.
Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Moxley, the ex WWE faction, they're going to try and take over.
Yeah, could do. I'd like to see it.
Oh, definitely. Everybody wants to see something like that. That it sounds terrible, but all of those who got out, everybody wants to see that come together. You know what I mean, and see them go over and just, I suppose, maybe just close that chapter and just kind of move forward with it, because you're always going to get the WWE coming. So I think if we had like one big blow, it might do the world a good. I think he'd have a good feud with Eddie Kingston, Keatley.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him with that, to be honest.
Where has Kingston been? I haven't seen him in a week.
He's
injured, I think.
He's injured his leg or pulled something, or knee or something. He was limping there the last time we saw him with Jericho.
Yeah, he'll be limping after he gets a hold of him.
Keith Lee could have a fucking feud with anybody in that roster. It doesn't even have to be big men. Look at the feud he had with Adam Cole in NXT. Like that feud's right there for the taking whenever they wanted. Like, for some reason, Adam Cole does end up becoming champion. Like, throw Keith Lee at him.
Yeah. Don't see what happened the last time we threw Keith Lee at Adam Cole. Jesus Christ, he went out into the fucking stratosphere. Unbelievable. So good though. From that, guys, so hopefully we'll find out soon enough if Jay White's just popping in or what's going on, but super excited to see some new faces. Yes, there are more new faces, but look, they're faces that we want to see. We believe will have great feuds and great matches and get us even more excited about wrestling again.
Does CM Punk beat MJF this time? No,
because Wardlow will help him win.
I think Wardlow will win.
Bill took words out of my mouth. Yeah, 1,000,000% he has to. Yeah.
He played that up so well last night, though.
Oh, when he stepped forward. Yeah. Oh, and then he says fucking Sean Spears. I was like, I talk about a kick in the rib. I was like, oh.
The problem is, the issue with that is he has 6 months to showcase himself or he's done.
Yeah, I see your point.
Like if Wardlow is not elevated by, say, June, July, I could just see him becoming like Brian Cage and just being kind of like.
Yeah, the name that came to my head was Brian Cage.
Super over though, as
I know, but like all it takes is 2 stupid weeks of booking and he's fixed.
So. Yeah. But I think they're playing it pretty well at the minute. Like whether MJF ends up becoming champion down the road and Wardlow would have thrown him, or
that would make perfect sense. That would be really good. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Let's not WWE them. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and see what happens. Because you know what? We've been hurt so many times before. We just can't get into this relationship again. We've just been hurt that many times before.
They need to go and look at Batista and Triple H and just.
That's exactly what it is, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. If they done the thumbs up and thumbs down, I'd be finished. Remember when they done with Randy? Oh, lads, unreal. They'd have to do something like that. Would be really good. Then from that, lads, we went into a Texas death match.
Yeah.
This was a bit off the chart altogether, really, wasn't it?
Like he could have killed him with that steps thing.
Oh my God, the block got onto the steps.
Let's see the bend on the fucking steps after.
Oh.
See when he actually landed, on the ground, he was holding. I think he dislocated his fucking finger at one stage when he was lying there, because it looked like he was popping it back into place. Like, and that's what instead of bouncing off the steps, all he was worried about was his little fucking finger. His back was must have fucking bits.
Oh, it was nasty. I think everybody audibly went, "Ugh."
Do you not think he's trying to compensate for these kind of matches for bad booking?
Adam Page?
No, yeah, Hangman Page.
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, Phil, you hit the nail on the head. I massively think that Hangman needed this match hugely, and it's only the start of his reign because we haven't seen anything yet. We've had too much of a babyface Hangman champion at the moment, and I think that's just because of everything that's been going on. Obviously he's the new dad, and trying to, I suppose, fit schedules and stuff in and around, and that's totally understandable. But this, for me, elevated Hangman as my champion for sure. I really think he needed this. We need to see his potential as our champion. Do you know what I mean? Even though he is there, we need to see what our champion was made of, and I'm glad that we did. I
wonder, would he only last till Double or Nothing?
Boy, very hard to know, because again, I said this during the week that as much as I was waiting for his match with Archer, like, the whole episode of Dynamite was going to be overshadowed by whoever the surprise was. That's all everybody was talking about. And I put a post up on Monday saying, does anybody else think that? And there were people replying saying they forgot that that match was even happening on Dynamite because it was all about the surprise, which is a shame. I'm glad it went on last, because if I had it went on first, I always say it would make go on first because you can't follow, whoever the big surprise is. But they did the right thing by having Punk and Moxley follow Keith Lee. And it kind of broke it up so we were getting ready for the main event.
The only thing I didn't like about this show was the fact they did women back to back.
Yeah, they done that again last week as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they should have broke it up. They should have put them in the first hour and the second hour somewhere.
Yeah.
Good gimmick for Serena Deeb though, with 5 minutes. Okay.
I love
Isn't it very good?
They're brilliant, yeah.
Brilliant.
She's frightening though. I'm sorry, like, she is everything. She is absolutely just like master the trade.
You have a chance there now to make, say, Sky Blue by having her beat her in a few weeks or whatever it is, 6 weeks.
Yeah, Sky Blue needs something, or give her even a credible laugh. That kind of way. She needs to be showcased.
Yeah, love her and Ruby Soho. Serena Deeb and Ruby Soho in a proper feud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. Yeah, definitely.
So Ruby Soho needs to be somewhere in the title picture eventually at some stage.
Yeah, she'll probably fight Jade at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, our women's division is a little blurry at the moment, isn't it?
I think they're holding off for Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. I'm sure that's going to be
a ladder match. You hear from me first.
There he is. Here's Phil Meltzer. He's got me. I'm telling you, look, TK. Yeah. Phil told us, Tony, it's too late. You can't hide no more.
You know what? They'll want to top their last match, and I don't know how they do it, because they're not going to do a cage match, I don't think.
Yeah. Will they hold off till Double or Nothing? No.
I think it's going to be at the next Revolution. They're going to fight.
You think?
Yeah, sure. She's fighting too. Her friend.
Martinez, isn't it? They have a no DQ match
next week, yeah. And then she'll probably fight. Yeah, she'll probably fight Reba then. So yeah, I think
yeah, well, they could build up Jamie Hayter as well.
Yes, that's out of fun. Plan a little bit for me.
Yeah.
I kind of feel Jamie. They've pressed pause on that whole Jamie Hayter thing, because there was quite a few batches. Unless then they just pull the trigger on it when the match is coming off.
What Mercedes Martinez proves that she's not ready. Hayter.
I think so.
But she's in that same spot. Like, why she has 2 women already? Why do you need another one?
That is true, actually. Yeah, I'd hope that Jamie Hayter doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
He's
very good.
I think she'd be pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. And then at the end of that Texas Death Match, we'd Adam Cole coming out to pop the belt up and kind of lay claim as the next competitor, which we all kind of had a fair idea was going to happen, even though he lost Orange Cassidy, but we'll say nothing about that. But we all know that someone's going to cost somebody the title in somebody's match, and somebody's going to get pissed, and somebody's going to set up a lot of feuds for lots of somebodies.
Dave Meltzer Classic is 6-star.
What was that? The Meltzer Classic 6-star, is it?
Yeah, the main event, Cole and Page, 6 stars. Actually, Meltzer got a lot of hate from what's his name, Chris Van Valiant.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was on about TNA is around 20 years, and he only given one 5-star match.
Yeah.
What was the 5-star match?
The 3-way at Unbreakable, the X Division match.
Really?
Yeah. That was like 2005. 2005. And then he's given AEW 13 5-star matches.
Come on now, Dave. Take the eyes off now and have a look around. Like, there's plenty more going on. Even our own Meltzer here would give more than that.
And I understand as well, TNA had very, very bad years and they weren't good. But surely there's
any X Division match, really. Like, you know, fucking some of the matches were crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He just doesn't like giving credit where it's due, you know what I mean? If it's off the, dare I say, off the payroll.
Like the tag matches in AEW, he's given 5 stars to, are pretty much the same matches they had. Like fucking, you know, Penta and Phoenix had 5-star matches in TNA. Well, like, just didn't give them to them.
Yeah. And it's a shame, like, because regardless of whatever people feel about him and his untidiness, like, I just, like, regardless of how we feel about him and everybody's, you know, Meltzer haters, whatever, like, look, people are people, but a couple of 5 stars would really give TNA the rub. Do you know what I mean? Or just acknowledgement for the work that they put in and some of the great matches they put on. They could do with a bit of a rub.
Of it, like we've all seen that Iron Man last year. That was 5 stars with Alex.
Yeah. Oh my God! Without question.
Yeah.
Without question. So I don't know why he won't.
The Josh Alexander and Christian match even this year, or just gone.
Close. Yeah, it's very close. Yeah.
And they have Moose, you know, cash in after, like, you know, the whole segment was huge for them, and you know, he didn't even look at it. Like.
That's a shame, but look, I don't know, maybe
it's just because he just doesn't like the way, because I know my brother and I were talking about this, people are turned off by the fact that the arena looks like it's a shed.
It looks like NXT UK, really, doesn't it?
It does, to be fair. Yeah, that's a good point.
Basically, like, if you go and watch some of the dark and elevation things, that's just like.
But even just there, like, there was a match last week, I think, on Impact, PCO and Chris Sabin, that was really, really good. It was a really good match. I wouldn't say it's 5 stars, but it's like really, really, really good.
Like, that's all you need is a few good matches to get the eyes on the product, you know what I mean? But you need acknowledgement as well from those in the know.
Did they give Walter and Dragunov 5 stars? They got 5 stars.
I think he did, yeah.
I'm not sure, was he like 4.25 or something that it didn't hit the 5? And I don't know what's the uproar over that, because that should have got 10 stars both of the matches. Jesus, there's not enough stars in the Shag and Sky for that.
Watch the Dragunov and Jordan Devlin match.
Oh, it's amazing. I really fucking
watched it back. Jesus Christ.
Ridiculous. Brought out the best in each other.
Brilliant, yeah. I'm going to watch the newest episode today once we're done here.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a busy week. Oh my God. I'm sure it's only Thursday. We still have what coming? SmackDown and Rampage. And all the scandal that's going to come out after this as well. So what can we say, lads? Happy midweek wrestling. Enjoy the rest of your week. Catch us, of course, on Twitter, where we are always hanging out. We all have lots of news, share lots of our podcasts and upcoming news for interviews as well. Huge announcements coming up in the next few weeks over with us joining up with some friends who will be along with the journey of WrestleSlam with us. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. Come find us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, WrestleSlam, a podcast. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? Get over and subscribe on YouTube to come see WrestleSlam. So from myself being Sensational Queen Lizzie, from himself being Booker G, sometimes he's in the pocket, he's got the scoop, he's told you all, you heard it here first. It's a ladder match for the women's title. It is Phil Meltzer. Guys, have a fab rest of your week and we'll chat to you all soon.